Hello everyone. I want to show the most ridiculous way of measuring, or actually not so much measuring, more like comparing the size of a fuel orifice of different size carburetors. Now, I have two different motors, and one uses a 38D and the other a 49 diameter orifice essentially. So the tiny little hole in here varies very, very slightly. Now, if you look into the holes physically, you can tell the difference. So one is a little bigger than the other. However, these motors are old, and in some cases, the orifice is actually stuck inside the carb bowl. So it's stuck right in there, and it's really very difficult to see inside and figure out which one is which. So, of course, I made the mistake of mixing up the different carb parts, and as I'm trying to put the engines back together, which one has what. So I came up with this super, I guess, ridiculous but easy method. I took one of these twisty ties, I took the metal out of it, and I bent it in a shape where the 4090, it fits, as you can see, absolutely easily. It just slides right in. On the 3090, it does not. So I just took this bowl. Now, make sure that they're very clean before you do this, because you're obviously trying to measure the actual, or compare the actual size of the hole, not the dirt that's in there. So as I poke this inside, I can see it gets stuck. It doesn't want to go in. I don't poke it hard because they are made of brass. You don't want to damage them. Just, it doesn't fit. Take the other bowl here. Fits right in. So as you can see, this is a 49D. This is a 38D. And that's it. It's kind of a simple, ridiculous solution. But if you have a bunch of carb parts and you're not quite sure which is what, you can look up the different engine models or years you have, see what sizes they are, and in fact, you probably won't be able to see it, but on the side of each one of these, it does say the diameter. But the problem I had is these were stuck inside the bowl, and technically, it'd be nice to take it out, but that doesn't ruin the carburetor. As long as this is clean, put the screw back in, and this should work just fine. I don't need to pry it open. I just need to make sure it's nice and clean in there. This is an old motor. It just needs to work. But I just wanted to make sure that I was putting the right bowl on the right carb for the right engine of the right year. And this is what I did. So yeah, there's many different sizes for all different motors, different makes. But if you can compare and contrast, it makes it a lot easier. So for example, if I only had one type, and I guess I wasn't sure what it is, it might be a little more difficult. But since I knew I specifically had two different sizes, and one was smaller, and one was larger, and the difference was over 10.1 millimeters. So it wasn't like a tiny difference. I mean, it is a small difference, but it's not so small that you cannot measure it. I hope this helps someone. For a little while, I wasn't sure how I'm going to put these carbs back together because I really didn't want to put the wrong orifice on the wrong engine. But bending this tiny little piece of metal in half resolved the whole issue. So hopefully this helps someone.